Hey guys, so by now everyone's probably heard about all the cool stuff coming to the parks that came out at D23, but I just kind of wanted to give my opinion on everything that's happening and all the news that's come out. So before D23, there were rumors flying everywhere about what was going on and what was happening, and I'm the person who was like, yeah, that's cool and all, but like this huge conference is happening in 2 days. Let's calm down and let's wait. So that's what I was doing, and I wasn't actually like paying attention to the internet rumors. So let's get started. So one of the big ones that happened was the ride that's taking the spot of the Great Movie Ride in Hollywood Studios that they're calling Minnie and Mickey's Runaway Railroad. I'm actually really excited for this one, except the cartoon that they're using. These characters kind of really creep me out. But I was talking to my husband about it, and he said that it's kind of a new stylized version of the original cartoons, which I can kind of see that, but I don't know. And I guess it's just me growing up with the Mickey that I was used to, which isn't even the original Mickey, so it's just a new Mickey. But this ride looks like it's gonna be legit, so I'm excited for that. And yeah, the Great Mickey ride, the Great Movie Ride was a neat ride, but the contract with TCM was up, so something was gonna happen to the Great Movie Ride. It was gonna get closed down. So something needed to go there, and the people who were outraged about it, I don't understand. I mean, change is inevitable at these parks, and if it doesn't change, it's gonna get stale, and people are gonna stop going, and people are gonna get mad that it's not changing. So it's gonna be one side or the other. Like, you're gonna either be mad that it's not changing and every single thing in the park is staying the same, or you're gonna be mad that the ride that you like is moving. So you can't be mad at both things, right? Okay, moving on. So the Ratatouille ride at Epcot. This wasn't big news, I guess. We've been kind of hearing talks about this for a while, and I haven't seen any actual footage from the Ratatouille ride in Disneyland Paris. I've watched a lot of like footage and online videos from like Tokyo Disney Sea and like other parks, but I haven't actually watched anything from Disneyland Paris. So I'm excited to see what this ride actually does. And I'm excited to see what the New France Pavilion kind of looks like, because that pavilion's, I think, is really pretty. So I'm excited to see what this adds. Now I don't know. I thought they would announce maybe a new pavilion or two added to the World Pavilion, so maybe they'll announce it later because they wanted to save some stuff, because they hinted that there was more stuff coming to Epcot, which, duh, but I don't know. I'm excited to see what else they have in store for the World Pavilions. Maybe Brazil or something fun like that. Now, let's talk about the Guardians coming to Epcot. This either pisses people off or it makes people happy. There's really no in-between, except I'm kind of in between. Something needed to be done to kind of give Epcot a shot in the arm. I get that. And I just don't know if Guardians fit into Epcot. But I don't know. Maybe Hollywood Studios would have been a better fit. Get rid of Rock and Roller Coaster. Like, sub in the new music. Shoot them through space. Something like that. That would have been an easy fix. Quick layover. I don't know. I'm not convinced yet. But I don't hate it. I'm not completely outraged. I don't think I've ever been completely outraged at something that Disney's done in their parks. It's a park. If you're that outraged, don't go. Then there's the new Mission Space that they're doing, which is the green one is going to be a new, like, what they call it, soaring around Earth. I think that might be neat. I've never rode Mission Space because I knew that was just going to be bad news bears for me. So I'm kind of excited to see that and maybe ride it. And the new restaurant seems neat, that you're actually like up in space and all the windows look out onto space. I don't think it's going to be open by the time we go in December. Oh no, we need to plan another trip. This is how we go every single year, because something new always opens and I have to see it. But I think it might be neat. I don't know if it's going to be worth the cost and the ADR, but I think it might be neat. Which brings us to the Tron roller coaster. I thought this was going in Epcot. I think it would have been a better fit for Epcot. I still stand by my statement that it would have been a better fit for Epcot. But it's coming to Magic Kingdom, which is okay. And then the rumor was before D23 that it was going on top of the Autotopia, like Little Speedway. And they were getting rid of that, which people were, again, outraged over. But it was just a rumor. It's not. It's going like somewhere adjacent to or behind Space Mountain. So, I don't know. I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to ride it. They're going to have to figure out those seats, though, because America's different than Shanghai. I'm just going to leave it at that. And then the hotels. The Marvel one in Paris, I think, is going to be neat. I think it's going to be different. My goal is to go to Disneyland Paris at some point. I don't know if we'll be staying on site, but I do like exploring hotels, so hopefully by the time we go, the hotel will be finished and we can actually go see it. Now, the Star Wars one freaks me out, and here's why. Not the actual, like, adventure, joining the whatever, blah, blah, blah. The looking out the window and seeing space. Now, I told this to one of my friends, and they said, you realize that when you look out your window, it is space. We're in space. And I said, duh, I get that. It's there's no sunlight. Like, when I look out my window right now, like, okay, it's a cloudy day, but, like, there's daylight, right? There's no sunlight in this hotel, which would make me feel so claustrophobic because I need sunlight. I need that to, like, function. And if I opened my window and just saw darkness and void, no thank you. And I don't think I'm the target audience for that. I don't think I would pay the price of a Disney cruise line plus for a 3-day vacation to be interactive Star Wars stuff. I'm not the target audience, but it's a cool idea, and I get it. I just, I don't know. Now, the other news that they did was the gondolas, the Skyline, which we've been talking about online, I think, for a year. I could be wrong about that, but they've been talking about it for a while. It's been rumored for a while in the permits, and everybody's kind of known about it for a while, so it wasn't like big breaking news. We just found out the name. I'm excited for it. I hope it's done relatively soon. Again, I don't think it's going to be done by December, but I mean, I am excited for it. I'm more excited for those stinking little minivans that they announced that are like Ubers at Disney, just because they're adorable and I really want to ride in one. Yes, they're more expensive than an Uber, but we had the hardest time trying to get an Uber to come to the yacht club last year. Like, we waited for a good 10 to 15 minutes, and one would say it was on his way and then like pick up somebody else. So we just took a taxi. So I'm excited for the minivans to like be able to take us to point A to point B. And I know it can't take us to Universal Studios, but I'm still excited for like the morning breakfasts and like going to different hotels, even though it's like $20. But I'm still excited. The new theater coming to Main Street, I think, is what I'm actually the most excited about, because it's based off a theater here in Kansas City. I don't know where this original theater was here. It's based off a 1920s theater, the Willis Theater. My laptop's down here. The Willis Theater. I don't know where it was downtown, but I'm really excited to see it. And I googled pictures of it, and it was a really cool theater. I don't know if it's still downtown or not. I'll have to find it. I'll have to try and find it. But I'm actually really excited that a part of Kansas City is going to be in the Magic Kingdom. And a part of that legacy is going to be down there. So I'm excited. And Toy Story Land's opening in 2018. Whoop, whoop. Okay. Pixar Pier. This raises more questions for me than it does anything else. I'm excited for it. I think it could be, if it's done well, I think it could be neat. But what are we doing with the Mickey's Fun Wheel? Is it Mickey, or are we turning it into something else? What are we doing with the stuff on the other side of the, like, is it from like the Cove Bar Pier area, or is the stuff on the other side where like the aerial ride, is that changing? What about the aerial character dining thing? Is that changing? I know. So all of these questions popped into my mind, and I don't know. It really raised more questions than answers for me. So that was what I was more concerned about, I guess. I think if they do the pier right and redo all the facings, and I think it could look really neat. The pier is neat, but I don't usually spend a lot of time there. Toy Story, Midway Mania, and then I've never rode California Screamin' because, again, my husband can't go upside down. But the plan is to ride it in September when I go with my friend. So I'm excited. And is that changing names? Or is it going to be, I don't know. I can't even think of something. So are we changing all of these rides? Are we changing their names? What are we doing? I'm sure they have a plan. But yep, okay. So, and then the cruise line adding another ship, I think, is really exciting. I love cruises. I've always wanted to go on a Disney cruise. They're just so expensive that I can't justify it, which is silly because I justify these Disney vacations. But my husband loves cruising, so I think I'm going to try and do a cruise next year or the next year so that we can do something like that. I really, really want to see the new Beauty and the Beast musical that they teased. And I really, really want to see the Tangled musical that they have. And I really hope the Tangled musical comes to the new theater on Main Street. I don't think it will. Tangled's such an underrated movie, but it's my favorite and I love it. So, yeah. And then the Avengers Superhero Land, which I think everybody kind of knew was coming. But, yeah. I think that's exciting too. I'm excited to see that Marvel, not Marvel, they won't call it Marvel because of the Universal thing, but I'm excited to see the superheroes have a bigger presence in a park. I don't know how they're going to do it, if they're going to build behind into like a backlot area, or they're going to take over like the Bugs Land, but now the Bugs Land kind of makes more sense with the Pixar, I don't know. Anyway, I'm excited to see it. Oh, and I am excited also for the new DVC hotel. But I don't know. I think that's going to be really pretty too. I love looking at these hotels. I've never stayed at a DVC resort. I really want to. But again, justifying the price. Gotta do that. So, yeah. Comment below what your favorite or least favorite announcement was. what you think about that stinking Star Wars hotel, and if it's just me that thinks that's weird and crazy. Yeah, let me know. Bye.